Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As promised, today we are going to be doing a bluegill laminate. I picked up some new colorants from Lureworks and Dead On Plastic, and we're going to be making a bluegill laminate. I have one in mind that I'm going to try to base this off of, but we're just going to have to see how it plays out, probably throw some stuff at the wall till it sticks, and just see if we can come up with something that we like. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. Our top color, we are going to be using this color I've got right here. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this. So we started off with, this is a 2-cup amount. We did 100 drops of the Lureworks Watermelon 244. This is a non-bleed. So we got that 100 drops, so 50 drops a cup of this. And then we added 4 drops of Baitplastics Black to that. So 2 drops a cup of that. Then we added some 8-bit Baits Holoshift powder. This is the Endor, and there is the part number on that. And then we added 10 drops of Baitplastics Premium Monkey Milk. So 5 drops a cup of that, just to give it a little bit of blue shimmer, maybe a little bit lighter color. And we added some 1/24 black flake. But that is what we're working with. So this is the belly color, and I'm going to show you exactly how I made this. This is a very nice orange that I think is going to give awesome bluegill vibes. As you can see it come off the knife there, it's got some gold to it, and I do love that, and I think it's going to make a great bluegill laminate. So let me show you exactly what I used to make this color. This is Dead On Plastics. This is NeoOrange. I used 80 drops per 2 cups, so 40 drops a cup of the NeoOrange from Dead On Plastics. And then I used a little over 1/8 of a teaspoon of the Pixie dust from 8-bit Baits. This is the Sunfish color, and there is the part number on that. A little over 1/8 of a teaspoon in 2 cups. I wanted it to be subtle. That top color is going to drown it out and make it look really nice, I think. But yeah, that is going to be the bottom color for our bluegill laminate. So now I'm going to show you how to step up these 2 colors. If you want to get away from some of that natural and more into a little bit flashier look, and all we need is some 0.015 red and some 0.015 orange. So we're going to add the 0.015 orange to the back color, and we're going to sprinkle some of this in here. Make it a little bit flashier. Get some of this mixed in. Don't want to go too crazy, but we do want it to show up. And I think I'm going to go just a tiny bit more than that, just to make sure it shows up good. You can always scale it back in the final batch, but yeah, that is going to be the top color now. And we will do the bottom color the same way with the red. Now we're going to do the same thing we did to the top color, but we're going to use the red. So we're going to put some red down in this orange and give it a stir. And this will just increase the flash a little bit. See what it looks like. We need to add quite a bit more than that, because that is not picking up very well. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Now we've got some red texture, and that is looking pretty good. I decided to add a couple pinches of this glitter from Lureworks. There is the number on it. 0.040, and I just wanted to have a few bigger pieces in there, just a couple pinches, just to give it some variety. It was looking all way too thin, so yeah, we mixed it up here. Here is the non-flash color of the Glory Crawl. Looks pretty freaking sweet, but yeah, I definitely like the flash better. After comparing them side by side, which we'll do here in a minute, yeah, I think the flash just kind of ties it all together. But if you're fishing super clear water, this color might be a little bit more productive. If those fish can see really well and they can get a really close look at that bait, chances are on the bottom that bait's not moving very fast, and that fish is going to get a pretty good look at it. So that is about as natural as I can get that color to look, and then that flash will be for when the water's a little more stained or when the fish just really don't care, because it really just depends. Fish are very interesting, so you just never know what they're going to want on any particular day. This is a very natural color in a crawl. I don't even know why I decided to shoot it in a crawl, but yeah, these things look pretty sweet. Let's pull these out of here. And this is the natural color as well, no flake added. This is just the first build on the color that we showed, and you can see, looks pretty dang natural. That is definitely going to get eaten on a Ned rig, and I think it looks pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. Here is a look at some Glory Crawls with the flake added. So this has the flash in it, and as you can see, it just ties everything together. And I think it looks better than the version without that kind of flake, but it really just depends what kind of look you're going for. If you want something with a little bit more flash, I think this is definitely it. Pull these out of here, and you can get some light behind them. Look at that. Those look so dang good. And then we have the red on the bottom, which kind of just breaks up that underside. Otherwise, that underside is just kind of one solid color, and it doesn't have much texture, and it just kind of all blends together. But that is a great looking color for a crawl, which I would have not expected to turn out that good. Yeah, look how good that looks with the light behind it. I like the flash. I think it just gives it a lot more contrast, and it just kind of ties everything together. Otherwise, those colors are just kind of like they don't blend perfectly for some reason in my brain. So having the flake in there just helps them blend together a little bit better in my eyes. I also shot some Kirby cheaters since I use these all the time. These are amazing on the back of a bladed jig, and I don't have any bluegill ones, so this is going to be very awesome for my bluegill colored jackhammers, and I plan on throwing them quite a lot with the springtime coming up. I definitely like the flash on these just because that bladed jig honestly has so much going on anyways, so what's a little more flake gonna hurt? I mean, that bait is vibrating through the water at an insane rate, so I don't know what it would matter of having a little bit of flake versus no flake, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with this one for the cheater. So last but not least is the flash version of the shatterbait, and they look pretty good. I'll be completely honest, I don't throw a ton of bluegill colored baits. I usually throw a lot of shad patterns, but with the spawn coming up and the water starting to warm up and those fish moving up, I think maybe transitioning to a bluegill style bait might be worth considering, because you have to think those bass are up there in their beds and they're protecting them, and you have all these bluegill coming in and out and trying to mess with the beds, and those bass just do not like that, and they probably eat quite a few bluegill in the process of protecting those beds. So I think I'm going to play around and throw some bluegill colors as that spawn gets a little bit closer and just see if I like throwing them this time of year or if I want to stick to the shad patterns. So I don't know if I'm going to put any of these on the store or not when I post this video, but if I do, make sure you watch if you're getting the flash version or the non-flash version. That way you know exactly what you're getting. I don't want you guys to be misled. I don't know if I'm going to put any on the store or not, but if I do decide to when I post this video, just make sure you watch to know which one you're getting so you don't get the one that you don't want. But yeah, we will see what happens. A lot of time between now and then because I'm pre-recording some stuff, but yeah, I hope you guys like this color. I think I like it more in the crawls than I do in the swim baits, which is quite funny. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed pouring some bluegill laminates, something we've talked about doing on the channel for a while, just never really got around to doing it. So we've done it today. I've decided on which one I want to keep in the screenshot shad lineup, and that is the flash version. I like the flash version. I think it looks really good, and that's what we're gonna stick with. So I'm really pleased with how it looks in the crawls too. That's gonna be awesome. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm doing my laminate lineup to maybe include the crawls in that as well. So yeah, if you wanna pick up any baits from me, I don't know if these will be on here or not yet, but we'll just have to see. There'll be a link in the description below to my website. You can head on down there and pick up some baits. All that money goes back into this. And for those of you who were buying through Etsy, we only use the website now. It just became too much of a headache trying to juggle two platforms and getting the inventory to sync. So we're just doing the website now. So if you are buying through Etsy, if you want to go through the website, I would appreciate that a whole bunch. And Etsy, we're just not running that shop anymore. It's just become too much hassle versus the reward that comes from that. If you want to pick up any of the molds today that we use today, there'll be a link in the description below to Epic Bait Molds. You can head on down there and pick up some molds. All of those molds are there except the cheater that is Kirby Design and Manufacturing. So you can look them up as well if you want to pick up that mold. But yeah, like and subscribe. It does help the channel out tremendously. And I don't know what we're planning for the next video. Hopefully we'll have some videos on the new screenshot shad soon. I've made some pretty big changes to it, so I'm excited to see what it looks like in person. But until next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.